Mitraman Bandhu, welcome to South Asia Maps Education Channel. We are continuing our fascinating discussion on human ecology topics. Today, it is part 74, that is, from 1500 AD to 2050 or 2099. That difference does not matter. What happened in the planetary level? A natural succession happened. That's what, we are going to discuss today is a very, very important and fascinating discussion and presentation. So that you can keep this ecological wrapping of human aspects and human history. That's what Dr. Cotton looks from his perspective. And if you are new to my education channel, there are more than 100, nearly 290 or so meticulously made presentations. You can look at them at leisure. So you can go to YouTube channel South Asia Maps J. Reddy. So the topic of today's discussion, we will be discussing a lot of issues. Here I have provided the icons so that you can very easily understand. 1500 to 2050 AD, natural succession. We'll talk about the age of discoveries, 1500. This is the age of discoveries. In 1500, the navigation technology improved, and all those things that dawned into age of exuberance, ecological exuberance, finding of the new land. That ecological exuberance, age of exuberance, gave political exuberance, social exuberance among human beings. That is one natural succession. Next, it dawned into a most important thing is the American dream into Americas. That means the affluence, non-competitive lifestyles. Natural succession, age of discoveries, age of exuberance, ecological exuberance, social exuberance, then American dream. Then it resulted in age of overpopulation. Here I have put the planet Earth, so US-centric. There is ecological overshoot. There is a more ecological load than the carrying capacity on the planet Earth. These 8 human icons represent 8 billion humans. That is the age of overpopulation. Then this is the global predicament, a global impasse. What is that? There are more people on the planet Earth and there are less resources now on the planet Earth. What the Homo sapiens, Homo colossus can do, that is the global predicament. That gave the concept Dr. Cotton calls redundancy anxiety. This is a redundant human population. The 4 here, maybe 4 here, 8 billion, then the 9th billion and 10th billion. A population surplus on the planet Earth. That is also gives a sort of significance deprivation for humans, leads to dehumanization. This we'll explore a little further. And then there is era of the drawdown of the resources, minerals, metals as closing down. And what will happen? Then sword of Damocles, from the Greek mythology, sword of overpopulation and resource depletion. That is the sword of overpopulation, resource depletion. Natural succession means in the ecological ecosystem, is a combination of flora and fauna and very complex interactions of these living organisms, biotic organisms with non-biotic organisms. That's very complex. In this process, the ecological evolution always leads to natural succession, one dominant species giving way to new prospective species. In this natural succession, we are looking at a very broader perspective. In the next, we will look at some more details from human perspective. That is the ecological succession. In 1500s, age of discoveries, the Spanish explorers, Vasco da Gama and Christopher Columbus, all those people used the new navigation technology in the age of discovery. Columbus and Vespucci and so on found the new world. This is the old world, new world. This is the age of discoveries. Age of discoveries landed the European colonizers with immense amount of land, a new land almost, like the new continent, Australia, South America, North America. Among the 150 million square kilometers of the planet Earth, this consists of 24 and 17, that is 40, round about 8 or so, 48 million square kilometers. Out of 148, almost one-third is the discovery. That new land, the virgin lands, the virgin forests, got years of exuberance among the humans, especially the European colonizers of the New World, that led to the social, ecological exuberance, led to the social and political exuberance. And what is the American dream? American dream is the affluence. It is a non-competitive lifestyles, easy lifestyles, enjoyable lifestyles. That is what the American dream is. So age of discoveries, age of exuberance, American dream. Even though it is overall the exuberance in the new world, American dream is more personified. That's what we have represented in the New York, the Statue of Liberty, American exuberance. See the natural success. That brought us into green revolution, the steam engine discoveries and all those things, the new hybrid varieties, green revolution, plenty of food produced on the planet Earth that now drenched the planet with 8 billion humans. So 8 billion, that means ecological overshoot. Is there is a more load on the planet Earth, the load of humans, than the carrying capacity of the planet Earth. That means a habitat, entire Earth can handle. So by 2023, there will be 8 billion people on the planet Earth. That is the ecological overshoot and population. Then this is the predicament. What is the global predicament we have today? The predicament is there is an excess population. This is the planet Earth. You can see the continents, the old world and the new world. Excess population on this side and less resources on that side. That is the global predicament and global impasse. What is a redundancy anxiety? Redundancy anxiety, here there is a 9 billion people, 4 here and so on. A person feels that he is or she is one among the surplus population on the planet Earth. That gives the redundancy anxiety. The competition for the schools, competition for professional colleges, competition for job, competition for immigration, all these things are the political or social aspects of ecological concept called redundancy anxiety. That is essentially maps to significance deprivation. The human, there is when the people lived in the world, is valued with others, even though there are some social strata, wealthy people, but still they are valued a lot. That means there was no deprivation. Now we have the social deprivation, that is significance of a person and his deprivation, anxiety and significance deprivation. Then era of the drawdown. There is a typo here. Drawdown means there are two ways the carrying capacity is improved. That is taking over the land and drawing out the metals, minerals, especially the fossils, the coal, natural gas and oil, converting these into agricultural products to the industrial agriculture. That is the drawing down of the fossils now is reaching its terminal stage. That is, the era of the drawing down is closing. That is one of the natural successions since that the age of discoveries. Then we talked about the sword of Damocles. Damocles is in the Greek mythology a person working for a king called Greek king Damocles, and he thought that the royal life is very enjoyable. Then the king asked him to be a seat in the royal chair, and on the top of it he put his sword. And always he was very scary that because the sword can drop on any time. So essentially saying the pleasures always have a greater and the pains and the implications. That's what here we have put a icon here. We call it sword of resource depletion. It's a homo colossus, giant energy consuming human being, and he is always now the sword of resource depletion is hanging on his head. That is, in short, about the natural succession. This we finished before. We talk about today the natural succession. These 7 or 8 icons I have explained very clearly. So most of these ideas come from Dr. Cotton's pioneering book Overshoot. The subtitle is Ecological Basis of Revolutionary Change. Professor Cotton, he passed away I think 2 or 3 years back, and he was a professor emeritus at Washington State University, Pullman, that is the Northwest Pacific region, 300-400 kilometers east of Seattle. The next book, Bottleneck Century, Humanity's Impending Impasse. That's what we are discussing today. And this is the part 24 74 we discussed. That is the natural succession, 1500 AD to 2050 or 2100 AD, 5 or 600 years, how the natural succession from the age of discoveries moved. And these are the other topics we discussed, and we will discuss this China and South Asia. So many millions of people are living around about 3,200 million humans and so on. Before that we discussed mostly like the provinces of India and how many people they are pumping per year per decade. Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh pumps 33 million people per decade or 3.3 per year. So will the family planning really help and so on. You can look at them on particular my YouTube channel. Before that I discussed how many people are pumped by important countries. Every year 80 million people are pumped to the planet Earth, among which China pumps around about 5 million a year, India pumps more 10 million, and Pakistan 4.3 and so on. You can look at them. Then this is the very important first law. There are around about 50 presentations. I talked about the basic carrying capacity, taking over, drawing down, the concept of the new world, old world, Homo colossus, Homo sapiens, and so on. You can look at my channel for those details. That's what today we talked about, the fascinating natural selection. Natural selection is an ecological succession of one species, one sera, a community to other sera, other community. So in this, ever since the discovery era or navigation era, voyages era, from the old world, Europe, Africa, Asia, Eurasia to the new world, to Americas and Australia, what happened? the age of discoveries and age of exuberance and age American dream, age of overpopulation, redundancy, anxiety, drawing down the resources, and sort of resource depletion. Within that 500 years, a magnificent change occurred on the planet Earth. This you have to keep in mind whenever we discuss about the politics or history or economy. These are the things that are driving in the back end, and we see the recession and all these things and wars, resource wars, are the outside symptoms. That's what I wanted to talk today about the ecological succession. See you later, Mitram and Bandhu. And if you like these presentations, and I will greatly appreciate if you take time to subscribe the channel, or you can put the comments and any of the things you want to listen in this channel. See you later at other time. Dr. J. Reddy, South Asia Maps.